Welcome to Poppy's Poetry Corner. We finally made it to the time where rhythm and blues meets poetry and rhyme. Yep, we on the corner where it's safe to fire up your marijuana. But this room about to get hot as the summer, so you might need something chill like a glass of wine. Water does me just fine. Whatever relaxes your mind and help you recline after what might have been a hump day at work. Put yourself first. Where here nothing has to be rehearsed. Let me put it in reverse. The corner we back to is brought to you by Faith and Hustle. So it's some big hitters in this room, and it's okay to flex your muscle. Because we locked and loaded and heavily potent. Nothing corroded about our brain waves. Going back in the days where you could simply walk to the corner to find your muse. Or peep out the latest groove. We about to let the energy fill the room so it might get a little wet. Or fill you up till you get so high. Because around here, we get praise when your stuff is fire. So let us begin. Welcome to the corner, my friends.
All right. You know what I heard? I heard you change those who you idolize into rivalize when you shake their hand. I told myself I know myself to make a stand. On another note, I know I'm instrumental to make a band, but that's besides the point. I saw a picture today that signifies the generation of black men, from a great-grandfather to a grandfather to a dad and his son. I thought to myself, if I used that picture, it would just be me and then some. Not 4 or 3, just one, and I'd be the great one. To take one's family's chains of convictions and break them. I am not defined by what underlies under eyes that stands for sadness. I am revolutionary and stand for greatness when involved in madness. I am a black man in the world who's loved by none, hated by many, and copied by most. I changed my image, cleaned up my act just to get nowhere close. I love my skin and my hair, so I'm glad to boast. You dislike the love I have for how dark I am, but you resemble a soulless host. I mean, pale skin with no choice, disobedient with no voice, deceiving with no choice. I hope you know choice is more than no choice, but I hope you strive. These men swear they switch shifts to drive. My black intelligence to go for it. All the mileage used after being driven, but you have nothing to show for it. I'm sick of this. A black man's greatness is another man's difference, and you envy it. Not because my skin's greater, but because I could turn words and thin paper into news later. Or I could turn what scraps you gave me into food later. How I can take what's best out of me and reinvest like a Tomb Raider. I think all respect to each man, but I think all respect to the black man, for he can't do what I can with my black helping hand. And that's black men and good brothers.
I was born to walk through that fire. Ancestors raised me to be fire. And when you walk through that fire, you come out blazing like me. See, I be blazing more than what I ingest. Thoughts I manifest just don't sit pretty. They move mountains, crack silence like grandmama Sunday grits. I'm hot, thick, unapologetically heavy with soul. I'm comfort that can scold you like grandmama stove on holidays, always on. That's hot. I don't burn out, I burn through. That's why I walk through that fire. Ancestors raised me to be fire. See, I spit incense and scarred flame. My mouth a torch, my presence protest. A sermon passed down in the eyes of women who just seen too much. I don't need a mic to make walls shake. I was born in the heat, not to survive it, but to become it. I am not feared. I am still standing, still hot, still whole. Because I learned to walk through that fire. Ancestors raised me to be fire. And when you walk through that fire, you come out blazing like me. You looking at the prayers that worked, at the storm that didn't fold, at the child of warriors who danced barefoot on burning grounds. My ancestors didn't whisper, they roared. And even in chains, they lit a path. Now I walk with it in my veins. Fire don't scare me. It reminds me of who I am. who my ancestors raised me to be. See, I don't do this for applause. I do it for the ones who didn't make it, for the ones who spoke life into me, fed me heat, not fear, truth, not petty. They didn't raise me to dim, they raised me to blaze. That's why I walk through that fire. Oh, ancestors raised me to be fire. And when you walk through that fire, you come out blazing like me. And that's my piece, y'all.
Today I woke up in the midst of a royal rumble. It was me alone against anger and depression. They tag teamed me, taking hold of me, throwing me from one rope to the next rope, then off of the top rope goes depression. With a kick and anger for the pin and the win. Where do I begin? See, I've mastered the art of the spin. I've learned how to turn all my L's into a win. They say when you renounce pride, you can take all your L's in stride. That's something I would never hide. And to all those that once smoked with me, don't let this humility fool you, nigga. Me and my God is always outside. And ever since I lost my father, I've been feeling the weight of the world on my shoulders. Like black art expressing a black man's love to his black queen. My father used to say to me, see now, that's how kings talk. But the glory of the one that wears the crown is only seen when we master how kings walk. Because to carry the title of king or queen and to act like court jesters, harlots, or servants is to miscarry the crown. I know it's scary, but everything about me says that I be king. My mind, my mouth, my melanin, my member. I remember my father told me at the appointed time I would be ready. But a season of darkness would precede it. But joy would definitely come in the morning. But I'm far from home now. And me and my people be in a perpetual state of mourning. And pressure is all around me, crushing my bones, stilling my air as if I was in the grips of a boa constrictor. As I walk to my closet, this be the walk of death. It's not that I don't like clothes and expression, because clothes are an expression. I just don't like what these clothes be expressing while on me. Plus, these aren't my clothes, even though everyone keeps telling me they are. See, I am a prisoner of war. I mean, black and brown brothers and sisters in 2024 are still prisoners of war, even though everyone keeps trying to tell us we're free. Even though this season of darkness is all around me, somehow the light inside me illuminates my eyes so I can see. I hate that this oppressor gets to dress me because he wants to redefine me, take away my kingship, prolong his rulership, make me public enemy number 1, 2, and 3. On Mondays, he dresses me like a rapper. Tuesdays, a scammer. Wednesdays, a womanizer. Thursdays, an angry black man. Friday, a hustler. Saturday, a stick-up kid. And Sunday, a dead nigga. But he's married to my mom now, and she loves him to death, even though he ain't good for her. And no matter how many times he beats her eyes and feeds her lies, she finds reasons to make up with him. The scars, the bruises, the black eyes. She just covers it with more lies and layers of makeup. I just pray that she wakes up and leaves before the day he beats her to the point that she doesn't wake up. Say la. Peace.
The Center for Disease Control recently put out a warning, informing the statement of the latest outbreak. They're bringing awareness against a fight against an infection that has difficulties in detection, but its DNA might be a part of our natural selection. It's spreading with aggression, so here's a few preventative suggestions. Make sure you wash your hands. No making friends. Can't take the chance. Contact could be skin to skin. It's so foul. It can be spread from mother to child, and scientists haven't been able to collect it in a bottle or a vial, so that vaccine might take a while. They don't even know where to start. So I implore you to play your part. Here's how it's detrimental to you. It inflames the heart, causes shortness in breath, palpitations, loss of motor functions and calculations, disorientation. You might lose some steps, perception of death, and there's no cure, no treatment, no help, isolation. You by yourself. Look at the closest causes for clothing that'll give closure. Try to keep your composure and minimize risk to exposure. And I'll be back to wearing masks and gloves, not just because, but because this virus is love. Nobody can really define it. It comes out of nowhere. You get blinded. It can cause violence. Makes the poor buy diamonds. Name changes to become hyphenates. Watches become timeless. You start to expand the sound of silence. Leaves families divided. An emotional tyrant. I don't like it. It's highly contagious, abrasive, and outrageous. Have poets pouring their heart out on stages, sacrificing greatness. Sporadic trips to Vegas, buying necklaces, rings, and bracelets. I can't take it. Fuck them promise rings and friendship bracelets. I don't care who made it. Don't try to infect me by affect me. Social distancing is working effectively. My friends don't check on me. I hold conversations selectively, so let me be. Some women have empathy and telepathy and visually affected me. So if love is blind, then let me close my eyes. Don't let me see sweet smells of femininity. Don't let me breathe. I survive life this long. So let me live the rest in peace until I rest in peace. I was married to a woman that broke my heart. It spends the rest of my child's life trying to break the rest of me. So tell the CDC you can invest in me. You can be sure I'll find a cure. Great Scott, there's brawny in my bounty. I'll keep fighting by writing on paper and paper towels, placing vows and vows, but not vows. With the director of CDC on speed dial, hoping that they answer real quick. Because on some real shit, love makes me sick, real sick.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe. If he hollers, let him go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. My mother told me to pick the very best one, and you are it. They said love was just a game. Well, if love is just a game, it feels like Monopoly because I can't go on to pass go and be the prophecy. They said I was the uno, you know, I was the one left out. So I had to put my head high and stick my chest out. And then right where I stood, that's where I left out. You see, I doubt. I doubt that the dominoes don't have an effect. And I'm just pointing out all the points that point to the set. So I point out the deck. Like, like pick a card. Any card. It doesn't matter the shuffle of your emotions. You just got to deal with the hands that are dealt. Because life comes with plenty of scars. You know, scars. Especially when you cut first and then it's dealer's choice. So you better check your bet before you raise your voice. They said love. They said love was just a game. Well, I guess it's a game of choice. Or maybe it's one of memory. Maybe a little bit of strategy. Maybe it's Dungeons and Dragons and it's the roles that we play as we play out all the different scenes and the casualties. You know, because somebody got to die from heartbreak. In this game of operation, I went from Shoots and Ladders to Simon Says, but I still couldn't get no cooperation. And I hope to have proper station. Because that's the only way I get to hear the ghosts of my past. So maybe I should pull out the Ouija board so I can talk to the last. I need to talk to the last version of me. Like, who would have thought that this version of me would have such a winning personality? The game is not enough for me. I had to lose to my pride so I could finally win at loving me. And now I'm loving you. Like, I've become my favorite game to play. Because sometimes it's in major ways that I don't lose. I don't lose patience or lose my sanity. They said my love comes right out the box. It's like Cards Against Humanity. They called me insane. I said, that's just my inner sanity. You see, peace happens often. I had to gain the right job to go Wales, but instead I went Boston. You see the way it looked? Sometimes love is blind, but you still got to get your books. So you can call a spade, but never call a pawn a rook. You see, love is just a game, and I wrote down all the rules in my book, and it's to win at all costs. You see, love is like Jumanji. You got to survive it when you lost, but lost and losing are not the same. Because finding out the character you play in life, well, that's all a part of the game. So who will you pick? My mother told me to pick the very best one, and you are it. Up, down, left, right, A, B, select, select. That's right. Cheat codes don't work for this game. Cecilia.
That's on me. Y'all can hear me? You can hear me good? For sure. I speak for the people. These transparency talks for those that see through. I see you. Praying for sight like an eagle. Soaring for sights from heights. Portraying pictures unperceivable. Y'all really that deceivable? Be careful, you know. The evils mislead you to. Points on your path, once you lose it, it's irretrievable. Evil Knievel wouldn't attempt the things that he can do. Incredible. It's unbelievable until they see the proof. A poet, I'm persistent, guided by this vision, like a sniper on a mission. Who you view as not a Christian, Muslim, Jewish, Buddhist, truest, I'm no religion. Imagine this image was invented for y'all to see the truth. War is in sight when that war inside loses insight. That's how the blind lead blind. And so you follow like a soldier, so they send your soul to die. Can you picture the design? Integrity is an illusion. The design is a delusion. And you captivated by the idea, you'll be included. You just want to be accepted. Conceptions and connections that never existed. Corrections imminent. Pictures you portray put you in a predicament. Projected to propagate the loss of innocence. All because you want to be seen. So they put you in a box. I learned from a king. You a target when you dream. Wake up. They observing what you watch. Learning how you move and why you dancing. Tick-tock. Hoping that they notice you. Controllable. My morals and attention not negotiable. I'm sociable, but my aura energy not because I never compromise. A strong black man, I personify. And you can see it looking in my daughter's eyes. This is an ideal daily demonstration how to detoxify. Pineal glands open up, see mine decalcified. Keep one eye on me. Bear witness how one man became a whole army. Through tearless eyes and fearless pride. The weapons they form can't harm me. Attending that attention you seeking. It's weakening. I increase my aura when I keep everything on the outside that tries peeking in. Peep how I speak when the pressure rise. It's already written, no need to memorize. It's that talent, unlikely televised, I'm visual. Regardless if you recognize my physical, everything I show you take it literal. I raised you. Every episode, I babysitted you. And when you was lonely, I'd sit with you. Entertainment. That's how we separate the mental from the physical. That's why the little girls do what women do. We broadcast it. Stimulate them with everything that's relatable. The politics fake. It's y'all that make it debatable. Address the whole nation. Directed to every station. Just because you never knew, they tell you it's educational. Misinformation, generation. It's rotational. Every channel you turn, it's like they wait for you, baiting you. Move in. When that video start, that's when they zoom in. You know, everybody want to be on TV. They don't talk like this. Then we know they ain't tuned in. Incredible.
You still feel like you hold your liquor after all the shit it did to you? Like when you got real drunk and woke up late and missed that interview and they gave someone else that position you swore was meant for you? Or how it makes you procrastinate. You can't follow your life goals. The almighty Bible keeps your eyes closed. Or how about those missed opportunities due to ruined first impressions? Ashamed and embarrassed, but still you haven't learned your lesson. Or how it makes you promiscuous, leading strangers to your bed sheets. Just to create bitter baby mothers and deadbeats. You lust in the shadows till you see judges with gavels. After those one-night stands blossom into custody battles. Or what about how all that drinking makes the logic deceive you? See, when you're drunk, you get aggressive. But when you're not, you are peaceful. And those that love you deal with two completely opposite people. Nobody can reach you, and you can barely formulate a sentence. Your children love you, but they grow up torn with great resentment, and you're so defensive, so they tread lightly around the subject. But how long will you remain a reflection of clouded judgment? You can't keep your BAC at a moderate level when that depression that you deal with, that's your tolerance level. See, it's hard for you to accept the fact that's holding you back, or how it makes you quick to overstep or hold to react, because that bottle that you drowned in has turned into this big vault where your willpower has been captured by your impulse. In a society where sobriety gets harder to find, where they tell you that your Messiah turned water to wine. So I fight my urges while praying God has forgiven me for all the times he caught me picking grapes from that forbidden tree. See, addiction dragged us to hell by our livers and lungs, where a lake of fire divides into rivers of rum. And in my dreams, I'll be praying that hell would freeze over. But the liquor is rising up to my knees. And that's when the devil just calmly leans over and he reminds me that alcohol doesn't freeze. See, when mind and spirit has too much contact with wine and spirit, you will lose connection with your consciousness. The power of addictions turn reflections into hostages. See, you being to now, to everyone else is obvious. That's why I'm at events drinking cranberry juice and salsa water, ignoring the inner whispers that tells me to test the waters. I made a commitment to rise above this. I understand it's hard to hate something you're still in love with. I'm no different than you. So believe me when I say I understand the struggle. You know how many times that bottle got this man in trouble? The times that it stopped me from managing my temper, got me saying I'm sorry for things that I can't remember. All the nights I couldn't sleep peacefully because I was pissed off. I was that smart kid who kept stumbling into brick walls. The friends I kept around, the women I entertained, the counselors at the program trying to get me to change. See, I remember those old times when I used to get so drunk that I would be completely oblivious to the growth stuff. But everyone says not everyone is an alcoholic, but that doesn't take away from those who are. So many of us need to pour that bottle out and toss it and finally confront our traumas and our scars. But what's crazy is after all the things that you've gone through, you'll hold your liquor till it's the only thing you hold on to.
Ooh, that's my type of speed round, man. I love when they come through the corner and fire everybody ass up. Foul, foul, foul. It's a drive-by, bitch. Yeah, and boy, it was a drive freaking by. Skirt, skirt. Welcome to PAPIS Poetry Corner, the therapeutic edition, where the mic is the medicine and the truth is the therapy. Brought to you by the one and only Coastal Sunflower Body Scrubs. Glow up while you heal up, baby. Big love to all our day one watchers. Y'all know y'all the real MVPs, man. Welcome home to the new people. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, tap in so you know when we lit, man. Last week, Rewind was the energetic Geomatic, and the spotlight that y'all just saw was Pure Soul by Dolly. Had the room vibing. Ooh, sis, where you come from? Hold on. See, y'all already know who on the damn show. My phone done brought him up already. Hold up. I voted by the best group on the book, man, P.P.C. So grab your refreshments, simmer your spirit, and let's get. Y'all already know I'm about to run a commercial first. Let's go. Men, tap in. Boy, we not just about your mental. We also about making sure you looking as best as you can do. And look out here in these streets. So make sure y'all tap in because the corner store is open, baby. Let's get it. Man, coming to the mic is a poet with a passport, stamp, and purpose. Incredible touch. It's an award-winning artist repping Philly, all the way from Paris, France, even to Rio. He's not just a poet, he's 1/3 of the international music group, Even Angels, turning garbage dreams into global impact. From recording onto the computer mic to building projects for our youth in the US and Brazil. Tut is proof that art can travel and the truth can transform you. So y'all already know what's up. Making his first round on the corner, man. It's the one and only incredible Tut. What up, King?
Peace, peace, peace. What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
Man, we up like the sun, baby. How you feeling tonight?
I'm good. I'm blessed, man. Shout out to Angel on here, and shout out to you, Key-notez, man. It's an honor to be here.
Hey, man, thank you for coming, man. And yeah, KB hooking the room up, baby. We've been on fire all month. So for y'all to shut us down, this is about to be amazing. I got a couple questions, you know what I'm saying? From Philly to Paris to Brazil, how have these global experiences shaped your voice as an artist?
Man, one thing that I think it's a good challenge for artists, and I didn't understand, how much it helped me, but performing in front of people that don't speak the same language as you.
Man, I hope your ass ain't broke, because that was a stack. Okay, well, maybe it was 100. Okay, well, you kept it a buck, man. Boy, when the universe do it, shit 'em. Are you angry because you didn't come up at the beginning of the show? So you just gonna blink yourself up like that? He did keep it a stack, though. That was definitely a stack. We definitely need to, you know what I mean, speak in front of people who don't necessarily speak the same language. So I'm definitely into that vibe. So give us a little bit more about that. What was like your favorite place of people who didn't necessarily speak the language of?
Man, honestly, I can't say a favorite. It's international love to artists is just different. I don't know what it is in the States. It's almost like it's not cool to show love or be a fan, but people are not afraid to be fans overseas. And I really encourage a lot of artists to, if you can get international, like get somewhere different, learn a different language. You know what I'm saying? I speak Portuguese, so when I'm with the people in Brazil, it's easy to translate things and communicate. You know what I mean? So just makes life in the world a whole lot more open. So yeah, I'll say learn the language.
So tell us about your work with the youth. What's the mission behind the movement?
For sure. So my thing is coming from Philly. I love my city to death, but we don't have a lot of opportunities here for the youth and for the arts, even poetry. I'm still, pretty new to the poetry scene myself, so I'm still learning my ways through. But poetry to me is a different lane than music. I'm getting feature shows just in poetry, but honestly, I started just doing my raps. So, I tried to challenge music artists to get, shine more light on poetry, you know what I mean? And don't be afraid, don't hide behind the beats and everything. Come out to a spoken word or a poetry open mic, do your music without the music, you know what I mean? And make you focus on your lyrics. And I think
talk about it. That it does, because the lyrics, what we putting in definitely matters, man. So what's the first piece you giving us tonight?
Sure. I'm gonna go with this drink called Thug.
All right, shit, shorty wanna be a thug. Never mind, Tupac popped in my mind soon as he
for sure.
your own music vibe. Let me go.
This drink based off if anyone's seen the Young Thug trial, this is based off that, man. Truly humble under God. Truly humble under God. Yet you call me a thug. Citizen rooms when we break our citizen rules. Y'all ready? Let's conjure a congregation and honor conquered nations. Where unlawful decisions lead to lawyer consultations at a jury. It's better when they increase the views. Just in case you missed the news, you can watch this back on the YouTube now. Y'all can remain seated while you witness this innocent fool. Judged by guidelines not written for you. Did he do it? It's no proof, but we're not here for the truth. Accuse me, but I'm the one that got the burden to prove. No matter if it's hearsay, public opinion speculates. When you black, regardless of your lifestyle, you associate it even when you don't participate. Prisoners proliferate, pride and patience, it dissipates. They distract the inmates so they can increase admission rates. Y'all might just get hit with the RICO. Racketeer influence and corrupt organization. That's when the neighborhoods we come from become less representation and more affiliation. Your Honor, I'll admit, I was in a gang, but you ain't one too, and I don't see you disassociating. Realize you legalized my identity mistaken. an enemy of the state, but I will not plead for probation. From serving clients to attorney clients, this verdict, we can't avert it once that gavel drop. Alert to the hurt, negotiate in time. Yo, just made me realize I never had a lot. When that cell closed, I remember praying to God, hoping it ain't have a lock. Astonished, they use our attainment as entertainment. My co-defendant, he was caught in containment. He broke down and, well, now he labeled a snitch. He told me, well, sorry, nigga, I'm trying to come home. So he made statements before arraignment. The pain went when the blame went. You see, in hindsight, my future bright. My granny told me, if I stop joking and focus more on being a Christian, I could bail out of them dark nights. The two-faced DA disinterested, dismissing our due process, evident of the evidence irrelevance. The prosecution proceeded disingenuous. So now we just sitting here praying that each sentence is consecutive, not circumstantial precedents. Pardon me. Where's the president? Corruption controls the residents. You see, it's high conviction until it ends in acquittal. Until then, it's no settlement. You see, I'm less protected, so they label me a pessimist. Yo, they put my patriot in question. Because I'm crafty, I'm more Cam Newton and Julian Edelman invented embezzlement. They intercepted our development. Detrimental elements, cuffers hoping we never win. Them dreams of being pros, it goes when you turn to cons. My homie, he went from laying up on the court to, well, now he laying up for court on the cot. The vote's unanimous. We're used to the odds. When life adjourns, you still end up in a box. Deliberate this. If I never lost my innocence, and tell me, would I still look guilty? It's not for me to decide. Is it the hate you give that has you greater? Or are you truly humble under God? It's your turn to testify. Incredible. Appreciate you.
Growing up, I learned a lot of my knowledge on the corner, and tonight ain't no different, because, boy, you just spit that right there. That's what I call some knowledge right there. Talk about facts. It definitely was facts, and we definitely watched it. Whether you watched it on YouTube or while you watched it on the news, that was a case that a lot of people tapped into, man. Let's keep this thing going, man. This poet don't play, he pours. Sincere brings raw emotion, real life reflection, and righteous passion to every mic he touches. A voice of growth, justice, healing. His presence is a whole mood, y'all, for real. With authenticity in every bar and love in every line. Sincere is here to educate, elevate, and inspire, making his third round on the corner, y'all. It's Mr. If it's up, then it's up, gang. Mr. Sincere, welcome back. Yeah. What's going on? You mutated that mug. Come back and give yourself a rewind.
Somebody stop, gang. I don't vibe. We outside hugging trees, drinking water. You know what I'm saying? What up, though? Feels good to be back. Feels good to be back.
Happy to have you back. You've been tearing it down out here in these poetic streets for the whole time I've been knowing you. 3 years I've been going, 3 years. You've been burning it down in different ways. Your pen, I have to say, is one of the pens that I feel like stick out and you write outside the box for a lot of things. So what really inspires your, your poetry?
Life. Life experience, and open-mindedness, and I have a thirst for knowledge. So I'm always just wanting to dive, and I want to know the why to things. So the why usually leads me into exploration. So I guess I like exploring.
There ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Exploring your thoughts, your emotions, everything. Your poetry is deeply personal and socially charged. What's your process for turning your pain into power like that?
Recognizing my power, realizing where I fit into the grand scheme of things, and realizing that my voice matters, that my pen matters, that that I'm matter, you know what I'm saying? And I make matter move, you know what I'm saying? So,
Ooh, you just said something then. See what I mean? You already own it and you ain't even started the piece yet. So what's the first piece you getting into for us tonight, King?
so this is, men's mental health month and everything like that. So, this piece is called Sincerely Younger Me. It was a prompt to speak to my younger self.
Ooh, this is gonna be good, y'all. I can tell already. I'm out.
Somebody asked me, hey, sincere, if you could speak to the younger you, what would you say? Well, I'd say, sincerely younger me, I want you to know that growth is a process. And I want you to know that there is a process to get the progress. So always seek progression. I want you to be the pro to the con so you can learn to be the profit from the concessions. Sincerely younger me. You have to go through different schools of thought before you can graduate with honors. And now you can finally pick your profession. And I want you to know that open mics will become your church. So never be scared to give your confession. You see, the lesson is order. So I want you to know that you can use your tears as holy water. And you can use your crying as offering and tithing. So praise be the poet. Holy writings from sacred tablets with incantations inscribed with enchanted emotions. So we chapter the chapters, reverse all the verses. So sincerely younger me, I want you to know that there is power in the curses. So curse. Yes, curse. Curse while you write in cursive. Please know that you are magic. I want you to use your pen. And I want you to know that there is no such thing as a sin. There is only synchronicity and synergy. Meaning, if you use your writing to connect your dots, then you can create your perfect picture using your energy. I want you to know that karma has really long memory. So be wise and kill pride because you are your only enemy. And I want you to know that being alone is a good tendency because being by yourself is how you learn chemistry. So you go learn. You go learn that you got the building blocks to life. You go learn that work is just a construct and construction work is just your price. So you go learn that home is where the heart is and that your body is your temple. And the reason why we say construction work, because creating a structure is not that simple. It takes science and math. It takes bioengineering so you can learn the right path. It's going to take computer coding so you can program all the codes to your heart and your soul. And you can download all the right laughs. Because feeling this whole, it comes from having all the right halves. So you can control, alt, and delete all your sorrows. You can download today, but then crash out tomorrow. So I want you to remember that love has a cost, but it's something you can't borrow. See, there is no financing for these feelings because the interest in your rate may be high, but that's only a small percentage of your healings. When I say home is where the heart is, remember that your head is your ceilings. So use your ceilings because it's going to show you where the top is. And if you die on deaf ears, then you can show them where the plot is. Because I want you to show them. Show them how to bodies of work. Go from poet to Paul Bearer and put all these dead trees in a hearse. But first, I want you to know that life and death are what happens on the page. To be born in the pen, to live on the lines, to breathe out a book, but to die on the stage. Because you got to go through different stages to see. Being a slave to the page, but on the stage is where you free. An army of one to be all you can be. Past, present, future, well, that's all that I see. So sincerely under me, I want you to know that when you get older, that you go drink water and hug trees. Most importantly, I want you to know that I love me. And sincerely under me, I love you too. Sincerely,
Loving you is easy cause you're beautiful. Yeah. Hey, I love that piece, and it was definitely freaking beautiful, man. Let's keep this show right on rolling, boy. I need to write to my younger self. I wonder what that would look like. From the streets of DC to the stages of Clubhouse to the DMV, this poet found his fire through slam. What? Saul Williams, boom, I can get that right, and Def Poetry Jam. He stepped into the poetry just a few years ago, and now he's blessing open mics online platforms with truth and flow from the soul of his stomach. You can check his IG out too, where food and poetry collide on the journey where he's still unfolding. His mission to make sure poetry is heard, felt, and fully experienced, never read. Make some noise for the Poetic, the mother-sucking Saint Nehemiah, y'all. Yes.
Hey, how you doing?
Well, I'm good. I'm up like the sun. Welcome to P.P.C. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm in the company of great poets, and I'm just glad to be here. It's a great show. Thank you for having me.
Hey, man, thank you for coming through. You're looking good, looking like you're smelling good, so it's all to the good. You know what I'm saying? So
Thank
let's
you.
get these questions going on over here. Let me pop this thing on up. All right, so what inspired the creation of your food and poetry journey, and how do the two feed each other?
Oh man, I love food and I love spoken word. It's just a match made in heaven for me. So um, I just love food. I love poetry. Keep it simple.
Hey, two things that he loves, he smashed it together, which means that he will feed you and then spit your ass some poetry. That's what that means right there.
There
That's
you
all
go.
I heard. You know what I'm saying? So you came through the cafeteria. You know what I'm saying? I'm so ATL. That's what we eat. We call it cafeteria over here. They call it the clubhouse. How did that, being in virtual spaces help shape your voice today?
Oh man, being around all those advanced poets, it made me be more creative and just think of different ways to go about it because it was like I was in an advanced class because they were just so much more advanced than me.
Who
But
you tell?
it rubbed off. Well, I think some of it rubbed off. I'm still learning.
No, you don't think you know. Iron sharpens iron, and you, sir, are sharp. So let's go. I'm only 3 years in, and a mother sucker can't tell me nothing. You heard me? So with that being said, feel the same way about self. If you hanging in them cafeteria streets, if you sitting at the table, then you eating. Believe you eating. You know what I'm saying? So what's the first piece you giving us tonight?
Tell me I'm lying.
Oh, I bet I won't. Let me get up out of here. Let's.
Okay, this is tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. When you got eyes to see and ears to hear, everything looks like you've seen or you heard this before. See, the enemy has been running the same plays since the beginning of time, and his agenda, simply put, it's war. No matter the situation, I declare war. Resources, I declare war. Intelligence, I declare war. People groups, I declare war. It's war, war, war. So before you go out that door and fight some more, ask yourself, what are we really fighting for? See, nothing scares this system more than black and brown brothers and sisters being ready for war. moving in love and unity, guided by the God of their fathers. And that's why the elite are in their think tanks, hardly thinking, conjuring up demons, spirit cooking, sacrificing children, trying to figure out how they can divide us more. Then a spirit comes forth. Activate the gender war. It's time. And now the internet is filled with endless streams of continuous screams of women are the prize. No, men are the prize. Both surprised that they are still the biggest losers. See, the king once said that a house divided against itself cannot stand. So let's be honest. They've been using us for so long against one another, we really can't stand each other. Tell me I'm lying. Shamelessly exposing ourselves to the world like Jada at that red table, trying to have table talk. Brothers are like, sister, what do you bring to the table? Sisters is like, nigga, I am the table. So let's be honest. A lot of us ain't even mentally stable or mature enough to even have that talk. But our whole nation got the gift of gab, and most of the time we just like to hear ourselves talk, bringing no solutions, adding more fuel to the fire, running in place, getting nowhere fast, while our enemies and the enemy just laughs. Tell me I'm lying. Men are like, she got to be fit, feminine, and friendly. Women are like, he got to be 6 feet, big meat, don't cheat, have 6 figures and a six pack because they not settling. Brothers is like, men settle all the time. So let's be honest. The word settling is a trigger word that has stolen more happy endings than we want to give an account for. See, the enemy has used that word to extract from you probably the very person you actually had a balanced account for. See, we all are settling to some degree because we are all perfectly imperfect, can't you see? But I know some of you don't agree and think you are perfectly perfect, I see. I would say respectfully, you are deceived. I call that Adam and Eve. Now, before you die on that hill, I beg of you, just breathe. Now, that might hit a nerve, but I'd rather you hit a curve before you hit the wall. But if you ain't ready to settle, then you ain't ready to settle down either. And that goes for men and women. Tell me I'm lying. Say lie.
Ooh-wee, boy, you can't get no real power without the outlet. Thank you for being a source. Woo, cause no, he ain't never lied. You know what I'm talking about? That thing was all facts. I ain't even have to play the shim for it. I had to come up here and say it myself. I mean, from the ink shop to the stage, the slam stage too. This man has been telling stories for decades. 3-time People's Poetry Slam champ, Grand Griot finalist, and tattoo artist for over 20 years. He's mastered emotion through wordplay. Author of Words Are So Important, Volume 1. Tat, 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 tat. Make sure that when he speaks, hearts move and minds open. He don't just write, he paints pain, healing, and truth in every syllable, making his 3rd round on P.P.C. And yes, he was definitely one of my instructors in Drip. You know what I'm saying? So y'all mother suckers, put y'all hands together for the one, the only. Tat, 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 tat. Yo, King. What's going on? How you feeling tonight?
Loving the vibe. It's been great. Yo, everybody coming fire.
You talk about it. I already know you just finna add a little sauce on that thing. So let's go ahead and get these questions out the way because I be thirsty for the pieces. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what inspired Words Are So Important? And what do you hope that the readers get from it? And then tell me where the readers can find it.
Okay, so that was my first publishing project. I went through a source that I wouldn't go through again. But I wanted to start a series where it allowed me to be creatively free, but also have a soul to it, right? So I wanted the book to have a soul to it. So I wanted to start off a collection. I said, well, I'll start off with that before I get into more focused projects. So this is it's like a smorgasbord of different pieces. That's going to be one of my collective areas. But yeah, words are important in so many ways. You know, we can't communicate much without them. And we poets, so words is our weapons.
That part right there. And you got a sharp weapon on you, sir. So where can the people find the book? Because I heard what he said. In other words, it's coming back out. He gonna re-release it, but you need to go ahead and get your copy now. You know what I'm saying? Of the first book, and then get the second one when it come out, because it might have a couple of extra shadink-a-dinks in it. Because he, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's just what I see. So where can the people find the word?
So it's at Amazon and Barnes and Noble.
All right. So Amazon and Barnes and Nobles, man, make sure y'all tap in. He get, man, look, Google it, and I bet you his corner prices, because I know this king right here. So he damn near giving it away, man. So make sure that y'all tap in and support the king. As a tattoo artist and poet, how do both of your crafts tell your story that lasts? Because I know the art lasts. Like, how do you make sure that the art also lasts?
You know what? It requires the same thing. It all comes from empathy. When I sit down with a client that's off the street, I have to listen intently to what it is that they want me to create. I don't have flash on my walls. I create all these pieces from scratch. So I have to listen to what it is that they want to convey, and then go through that. And that's the same way with storytelling. Like, when I tell other people's stories, you have to listen to the experience and put yourself in that position of what it looks like and what it feels like.
Right.
It plays for both ends.
Hey, man, I love that. That means he creating original pieces all around, on you, on the paper. Let me get out of here. What's the first piece you giving us?
This piece here is called Finger Roll.
Finger Roll. I see gang in the house. Let's go.
In relationships, when the roles get reversed like finger rolls, you get hit with the give and go. All you're supposed to do is give and go. It's me. 3 smalls and 1 big. Call it a figure roll. But then she hits you with a pick and roll. Make you have to pick a roll, block all your shots, and have you wondering what she want to be a centerfold. Oh, she just want to be a centerfold. Because after the pressure of being the center of attention, I ain't never seen a center fold. Globetrotters. Getting flued out. Watch how she spins the globe with 1 finger. She spins your gold, travels and carry on with your credit card as her carry on. She does whatever it takes for her to make a point, even if it hurts me. Hard points. So now we have to guard points. So hard. Point guards, attack defense, like on guard. The nigga in her got it talking like on God. You supposed to be the coach. She got you playing defense, then offense, head spin. You nauseous. She cross you over and talk shit. And even though I give her everything she needs, she adds once. Take care of her immediate family, uncles and aunts, all at once. File me, then cry victim. That's and one. She in your face like, and what? She sneaks you into a group chat, a public conversation when she takes the office phone and press conference, her unofficial press conference. Her friends don't like you, so now you done lost sponsors because you thought somehow someone that dishonest could show honor. No honor, your honor. We not even supposed to be in this position to half court. She putting up shots from half court and blame me for why she's losing. It's confusing. Soon as there's a little trouble, she wants to take a fast break. You try to make love to her. She says she got a headache and you believe her. Damn, you fell for the head fake. She hits you with a low blow, with a low post. That's talking shit about you on social media for the slow folks. Telling secrets that you held close. You smell toast like you having a heart attack. But that don't stop her heart attacks, triple threats. So all her attacks be hard to track. You just want a chest pass. You know, one where you can leave with your heart intact. The foundation of your relationship never really started for it to stop. Imagine all the bricks of cinder blocks. No chance to spin the block because superstars tend to flop, especially if they know they're going to get all the calls from those they think is more official at the top. She say, you my number 1 pick. She hit you with the sideline. You got the feeling you on the sideline. She left for All-Star Weekend and then hit you up at bedtime. So you commission the commission to file for annulment before the trade line deadline or your salary cap hits that red line. And you entertain her as much as possible. But it's only a matter of time before she's backboard and each shot you take gets pinned to the backboard and you wonder if you got bad form. She asks for space just to start raining threes like a bad storm. So she with other players on other teams, trainers, CEOs, and VP, man to man, she doing work off the court for that MVP with her rotation. Her bleachers ain't never got an empty seat. She turned your jersey into a tank top. Let your debit card and debit with all them bank shots, even in score shit. I think not you blew the fourth quarter with all them late stops. Your hard work didn't pay off. Her layups left you laid off. Can't win a championship if you can't make it to the playoffs. Try to play off the fact that your offsets didn't take off. RIP take off. I don't want that to seem like a foul line. I just had to make 2 points. Foul line. You tell her teamwork makes a dream work. She said only if this is Disney, Pixar, or DreamWorks. You know together it's our teamwork, but we got to be a team first. She don't want to be on the team. She a player, a free agent, who more than anything, she just want to get a ring.
Man, I hope your ass ain't broke, cause that was a stat. Okay, well, maybe it was 100. Okay, well, you kept it a buck, man. Look, Shim, you can't be confused, man. You got to pick one. You got to come with it right away. You can't be sitting there like, woo, he just fit so many categories just then. I wept. I was over here laughing. I was over here like, talk about it. It was a lot going on emotionally just then for a player. So I had to come through. Let's keep this thing right on rolling, man. No sugar, no filter, just bars of honest. They're so honest, they make you flinch. Straight out of Jersey, Corey Reyes is a truth teller, a system disturber, a master of calling out toxic norms and lifting the lid off of international, nope, conflict. And he gonna tell me what that is. It was. Darn. His pen, a weapon. His voice, a revolution. And his stage presence, unapologetically fire. He's not here to make you comfortable. He's here to make you think, to feel, and to rise above. Welcome to the war zone of words, man. It's the one and only Corey Ryan. Started riding this mother. Then what's up?
What's going on? How are
Man,
you?
everything popping around this thing. How you feeling tonight, though?
No complaints. It's a great vibe. The boys up there doing what they do.
Hey, man, y'all showing out. I can't ask for nothing better. I mean, y'all closing out men's mental health, and I'm getting it all across the globe, so I'm loving it. So let's get to it. You take a deep inner conflict of like social lies and different things like that. What drives you to need to confront these topics? What started that?
Well, I've always been drawn to that. I mean, since I started poetry, but I guess as I got older and the more conscious I became of my surroundings, and the more knowledge that I started to seek out, I do a lot of studying. I don't want I live a very strict life. Like I've been abstinent for about 5 years. The no liquor, the no TV, straight books. Like I live a very militant kind of life, and you start to detach from societal norms because you kind of start to see what's the problem. You know what I mean? You see how they package it and give it to us. Like my man, he did the piece not too long ago, which pretty much shed light on it. So yeah, and I got my roots, my grandfather being in the Nation of Islam and being influential in the area. This has been in us, you know what I mean, from
So
the door. So.
basically, you discipline. You have disciplined your life down to what you feel it needs to be, and now you're walking and coming out of your matrix. I love that you say. He said no TV, no Lord have mercy. I panicked when he said it. How do you handle the emotional impact of sharing so much raw truth on stage?
Because it's therapeutic. I mean, because and the rest of the artists know it's like when we do the vulnerable pieces, something happens. When they pick up when we put down, there's this transaction between us and the audience. People come up to you and they bring up their personal stories, and you know what I mean. They get to take your words but they get to see their own experiences. You know what I'm saying? So it's motivation. It keeps you going. It lets you know you're not alone. It keeps you have the words that they don't have. Not everybody can move a pen back and forth. So, you speak for them. So that's motivation enough for me by itself.
Oh, I love it. In your words, they perception. Let's go. So what's the first piece you're giving us tonight?
This piece is called Holy Ink.
All right, well, let's get it. He gonna leak it, y'all.
Yeah. All right. Spoken word has a tendency to poke at nerves and free the suppressed emotions that usually don't emerge. And for me, poetry is the sport of lyrical contact. And it's the way that I engage in spiritual combat. See, It's been this way since Miss Contreras handed my class that assignment. This was around that time I'd gotten lost on that path of defiance. And if I can recall correctly, my first poem was about suicide. And I spoke on how the U.S. government has ruined lives. And Miss Contreras shared my poem with my history teacher, trying to convince me that I carried the gift of a speaker. See, I turned 15 that year. I was a sophomore. I was living where they chose violence even when it wasn't called for, afraid that poetry was something I'd be seen as soft for, not knowing poetry was something that I would be called for. And I quickly learned how to have no fear because my craft was respected in hypermasculine atmospheres. You knew when I was up next, that's when they hit the lights and cut the instrumentals. I use my eyes to write the poems. I don't need pens and pencils. See, by the time I had reached 16, I couldn't really fit all of my feelings into 16. To me, it was a big thing to get praises from hustlers and the gangbangers, but it still was lacking the courage to entertain strangers. It wasn't until the day of Lydia's funeral. That was the day that my passion for my craft had ignited, because Rob walked up and said that Facebook poem was beautiful. And that's when it hit me once I was asked to recite it, because I grabbed that microphone standing before a sea of tears. And once I was finished, they all stood up on their feet and cheered. I even heard applause that's coming from the lobby. And that's when it dawned on me, that's when it dawned on me that this was more than just a hobby. That's why it don't matter if I'm in the collective or I stand alone. It's hard to call myself a poet because I am the poem. And every time you hear it, you can feel the passion in it. So I don't respect you if your spirit didn't match your lyrics. I can tell exactly who you are by your spilled ink. And I can tell if you're a fraud or the real thing. That's why it's difficult to acknowledge their pen, cause I only feel the poet whose soul bleeds when their pen does. Like when Pac told me his only fear of death was reincarnation, and wondered if heaven had ghettos in such far places. And as I get older, I relate to how that man felt. I wouldn't want to come back here my damn self. I felt him when he said, "Don't shed a tear." Told his moms he wasn't happy here. Pac had me spilling my feelings on pen and pad for years. I've had him on repeat for hours. I was so consumed. He taught me that the concrete is where roses bloom. And X said he saw life through many shades of grays and blacks. Used to take that and hit him with the blazing tracks. When he used to make that, them fake cats had violent dreams. I had him on repeat so I can hear his silent screams. The devil had a hold on him, and he won't let go. He can feel the Lord pulling, but he moving dead slow. Let him know that in the midst of all this confusion, some of us may do the winning, but we all do the losing. It's just who does the choosing. We all are taking losses, and we all have a choice. And one thing that travels farther than a bullet is a voice. And I use mine as a weapon on this battlefield where many of my foes are good people who don't know how to heal. We all are victims of circumstances we've been through. It's who you really are versus who life has turned you into. And these poems I write reflect the prayers I've uttered in private. If it wasn't for spoken word, I'd probably suffer in silence. But I can't duck this assignment. Nipsey said to finish this marathon. So I spit poems like it's a speech from Minister Farrakhan. Like I've written poems with Maya. Like I've made a lot with Malcolm. Like I've smoked with Mr. Marley. Like I fought with Mr. Garvey. I'm sorry I have no flowers for any woman or man that pushes narrative just for finger snapping and hand claps. I'm Corey Riots. The same in public or in private, either on or off the stage. And I put that on my father's grave. Even if I was surrounded by fences and barbed wire, I still find a way to set off explosions and cause fires. People, listen, I'm too conscious to be concerned with the gimmicks. I've written poems I've had to take healing journeys to finish. And when I was rushing through it, my spirit wouldn't align with it. And I needed it to in order to be fine with it, because the validation from my spirit is a must-have. If I don't have it, it will always be a rough draft. I used to get that funny feeling in my chest each time that I saw Jasmine Man or I heard Irby West, because like I said, spoken word has a tendency to poke at nerves and free the suppressed emotions that usually don't emerge. And for me, poetry is the sport of lyrical contact, and it's the way that I engage in spiritual combat. Peace.
Boy, no cap. Like if I took this cap off, you'll still be locked and loaded like me. Let's go.
Ooh, he set it on fire so much that the dang on phone fell down. He had to rise it back up for the one time. Y'all know we about to hit this thing like a speed round right fast. But let's get into this last commercial break, because you know we bought to you by the best for the best. So get your glow up on or something. You know?
Hey guys, I'm Vaughn McCod, and I've been using Coastal Sunflower Body Scrubs for years now.
Style by Gibbs is great. Like, don't get me wrong, it's great. But my personal favorite is the blueberry one.
Well, don't take their word for it, man. We got so many flavors for you to savor. Tap in and get your own. Or ladies, spoil your man a little bit. You know holidays coming up and stuff. Get him some. Or get something that you want to smell on them even better than that. Let's go.
It's on you. What you, what Where you at, man? I done came back up. That's a nice background, though. Y'all see, you got the Egyptian feel going. Oh, there you go. I knew you got to give him time. He said, hold up. I just ran off for the one time and the one time. Go ahead, unmutate yourself. You know what I'm saying? But the background is dope to death. So I already know the vibes is high. So let's get it. What's the second piece you giving us tonight?
This piece is for a poet by the name of Payman Ferahavar. He's an Iranian poet who was recently sentenced to death for writing poetry. Some new shit.
Man, we blessed.
I get this off from y'all. You know what I'm saying? Practice this first time.
All right. Well, let's do. So this the first time you're doing it?
For sure.
Okay, so y'all already know on PPC how we do it. No,
come on. All right, let's see. Payman Ferahavar, a poet, was sentenced to death for writing a poem. But I hope you keep writing. For every moment, you feel like no one's listening. When that voice in your head start whispering, and that light you so desperately trying to hold on to start flickering. I hope you keep writing. Throughout history, poets have had their work censored and outright deleted for speaking on political views or questioning religion, as if it were our decision. We create the art, not the conditions. Even the candidate's condition. They call it military complex. Soon as I pushed the button, my pen became a bomb threat, so I keep writing. Because a poet was sentenced to death for writing a poem. You see, with all that night vision and infrared, what they read instilled fear from the darkness in them. And we still haven't seen Jeffrey's list or found all of the children missing. Imagine a system where you free but gotta ask permission. We make it out of the mud just to get stuck in prison. It was written with bloodstained pens from souls subjugated to shackling their own salvation for the betterment of a nation. With so many hesitant to speak, it's no wonder the president's so weak. He represents the people. And keeping you calm and quiet is the primary priority. You know, as an artist, every performance is an opportunity to exhibit nonconformity, questioning authority. It corrupted your mind, so now injustice is a normalcy. Instead, you use art to gain attention, but the answer's in your intention, and that's why we question you morally. So keep writing. Our art is not redactable. It's natural. They move in bilateral because it's factual, so keep writing. Because a poet was sentenced to death for writing a poem, as if poetry hasn't given us life. You see, poetry kept me in this world, and when I return, I hope to be the sun in the day or the moon at night. A light, reminder, the path you're on will always be gifted with guidance. And for those wandering in silence, we take that as a sign of alliance with those compliant. Defined as Nat Turner, we are no longer relying on nonviolence. Your defiance proves the proof. How these words provide power to the poorest. A poet was sentenced to death for writing a poem. So I wrote a poem, hoping that it births more of us. Incredible. Appreciate you.
I just came on here to tell you was a bad mother. Hush your mouth. You know kids be watching the show. What, man? You ruined all the fun. I was gonna say mother sucker. Dang.
Ooh, because a poet died for writing the poem, y'all. That one right there gonna stick with me right there. Yeah, man. Sincere. What's up, gang? You know you mutate. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. There it is right there.
I was up in this stop, gang.
So what's the second piece you're getting into for us tonight?
This piece is called "Come Through."
Ooh, he came through. He always come through when I call. So let me move out the way so he can come.
Somebody asked you, "Hey, Sincere, what did you do to get so in touch with yourself? And how did you do it? Well, would you believe me if I told you that I had to go inside? And then once I went inside, I heard a voice. And the voice said, won't you send me your location and let's focus on communication, cause oh, I just need some time and space to come through. Oh, I just need some time and space to come through. So I told myself, just drop the pen. And somehow, at the same time, my hand began to drop the pen. You see the pen turn pendulum, swinging back and forth, going back. The back just take me back to source. See, I found the source in me. I became Merlin through these metaphors. I found magic on my inside, so this is my sorcery. Can you find source for me? Because if I'm looking through my HDMI, is that the reason that my source is free? So I told my pad it was a Padawan, and without Jedi mind tricks, I know the force is me. So now I'm forcing me to portion me into pieces of a parable, so that with different versions of a vision, you can see how different views can turn into a variable. You know, when X plus shadow equals work. So I guess X is my ego. So I express an excess. They say XY or XX. I guess I've been solved. Trying to find the equilibrium in the equation. They say balance is a talent. It's an acrobatic act of feelings over facts until you factor in all your patience. You know, patience. I became a doctor in my dreams. So with the brand new job, I got all new patients. Now let me get back to my patients. Because now it's time for surgery on my soul. You see, I'm cutting, stitching every soul tie until every tie becomes undone and then begins to break the mold. It's cold. Yes, cold. It's every feeling that feels frozen in time. While I'm longing for the home inside the homeopathic, I'm having a homeostasis in my mind. You know, blind is the sense that needs to be lost. Because we all know that going into the darkness is really high risk. But your life, it has a cost. What's the cost? You got to invest in your interest, knowing that there's a cost to ascension. It's literally paying attention. So I called attention. I had to marshal my Marine Corps, giving marching orders to be silent. A general to my generation, but my ancestors told me not to be quiet. So now when I poet, I write a riot. A lot of action in my words. The way I take a verb, I'm inciting violence. And that's because a breakthrough is needed. So I want you to go inside. I want you to walk your halls and write on walls and vandalize your victories with empathy. Because until you break down a school of thought, graduating from the school of you will continue to be a mystery. You see, I took the mystery and then I gave you my story of truth, because truth can't be doubted. They want to know what I did to get in touch with me. Well, I fell in love with me, and then I chose to write about it. You see, I chose to write in a rotation. I put notes into notations. I was quoted by a question, so I put that into quotations. And then once I was ready to answer the question, All I heard was, won't you send me your location at? Let's focus on communication, cause oh, I just need some time and space to come through. Oh, I just need some time and space to come through. Have you talked to you lately? Sincerely yours. Peace.
But now it ain't no fireman, but that shit was fire, man.
Yeah, it was, but the whole show been fire, man. Hell, you talking about Shim? We in there. Saint, what's up? Let's get it. So, King, what's the second piece you giving us tonight?
It's called Black Man.
Ooh, I'm loving it already, just like I love me some y'all. Let's go.
All right, this piece is called Black Man. Black man, black man, black man. They say you are a man with no identity, illegally here, no papers of origin, and you no longer keep any of your own customs, nor do you speak your native tongue. Hollywood portrays you as a womanizer. Hip hop depicts you as a neighborhood dope man. They say you are a man with no backbone, afraid to stand up for yourself, allowing every group of people to play games on your back, then have the nerve to complain about your back problems. Just stand up already. Are you ready to be free? Or have you been made, or have you made your bed of comfort in the land of your captivity? They say you are a man with no heart, still warring with your brothers over blocks you don't even own, while Zimmermans and officer friendlies of the world get to go home to their families at night. Is there any validity to these statements, black man? Black man, black man, black man. They say you are a man with no faith. Everything you do or pursue is by your sight. You're more loyal to the streets and chasing bags than to the God who formed you. They say you are a man with no purpose, settling instead of thriving, surviving instead of living, following instead of leading. They say you are a man with no future, not learning from the lessons of the past, being taken advantage of in the present because you are never present with us, always going about daydreaming while in class. Is there any validity to these statements, black man? Black man, black man, black man. They say you are a man with no patience, quick to react with the still, slow to build, wise to do evil, and always talking about keeping it real. They say you are a man with no motivation, not willing to do for yourself or your community. Are you ready to be more? To live up to the skin you're in or to the image of the one who made you? They say you are a man with no vision. But the record shows no one is more qualified than you to be the hero that saves the day. You're more spiritual, smarter, stronger, faster than all your counterparts, and yet you are still losing. Are you afraid of your own potential? Is it true that you have let the weakest man in the room relegate you to football and basketball only? Is that the only place where we get to see your greatness again? Is there any validity to these statements, black man? Black man, black man, black man. They say you are a man with no self-control, similar to a dog in heat, or rather a squirrel trying to get a nut. Have you fulfilled all your lust yet? Yes, you have the greatest temptation because the daughters of Zion are the most beautiful. We all agree with you. But are they not more than just back shots and a good time? Don't they too have the potential to be wives and not just baby mamas? They say you are a man no longer fit to be king because you are compromised, taking gifts when no one is watching. You have very little character or integrity, and you think a crown of chaos is a flex. Are you ready to turn around, return to those homes, and raise those children you made? They say you are a man on the verge of extinction. never to be seen again. Just figments of our imagination. The world is waiting for you. Your family is waiting for you. Your God is waiting on you. Is there any validity to these statements, black man? The world needs you. Remember who you are. Selah. Poem.
That's that corner talk. Yeah, yeah. Woo! Powerful every time that I look up. Yeah.
Y'all might have to go back to that one right there to realize why that piece was so powerful, man. Woo-wee. Let's keep this thing going. Tat. Yo,
Yo,
what's the second piece you giving us tonight, King?
this is a gangster movie.
Ooh, y'all know
Yeah.
we be living that shit in written. Never mind. Let me go.
Maybe this gang banging really just acting. That's why if you active, then you can bet you got to report the set. But like you catch a renege in his space, you got to report the set. If killing is for sport, then this is as much sport as sport can get. In hopes you might get a piece of the pie when the proportions are set. We join because sometimes that family is the best you can get. But most of my active soldiers don't even live long enough to become a vet. We be having flashbacks of playing flag tag. Midwest turned bad dad. And I get to take advantage of good sons raised by bad dads. Long live insert name of black boy whose joy is now a hashtag. And coroners collect the ops and trash bags. Black girls don't want to survival, nah. They pass that. They just want to know where the cash at. Encourage us by any means to chase after the cheese and be a lab rat. And black mothers and funeral parlors trying to sitcom without the laugh track. But if she got another son, I'm going to get him to sell my last pack. Ain't no kumbaya or hold hands. No man is bigger than the program. You won't trip if you read the script. Because every day is a gangster movie if you really knew me. And know that we do it for the gram, truly. Oh, when it's lights, cameras, it's definitely action. Because blah, he's shooting. Blah, he's shooting. We turn a movie into a movement. We are actors and directors while producing. We produce dead bodies and crying mothers. We produce dead cousins to avenge dead brothers. We actors and we produce. His flag red, his flag blue. Ain't no white flags because ain't no truce. Ain't no union and unity, so ain't no use. I'm a G, a gangster. I'm a mobster. So when I show up on set, I'm definitely getting an Oscar. Local be my set name. Twist my fingers, show I'm proud to gang bang. Hey, you little nigga, where you from? What set you claim? Act 2. Who, me? We actors. The world's a stage and everyone plays their part. See, I'm smart. I got down with the set because I ain't had a heart to fight them every day after school. So I pretend we cool and that I hate them other dudes, but honestly, I'm so confused. I got to play the role if the goal is to survive. But they say my audition is to find someone to unalive. Besides, I ain't never killed nobody. I ain't never held a gun. My mama didn't even let us play cops and robbers just for fun. Damn, my mama. I got to act like I went to school and I'm a good kid because she'd hate me if she found out all the evil shit that we did. And I can't lead the gang to avoid this drama because if I do, they gonna kill me and my mama. Oh, I know. My OG told me so. See, when I'm on set, he says I'm his best boy. He's my director. I mean, my protector. He told me to act like the aggressor. He told me my set name Local. He a failed actor, and I'm just hell's bastard. 13 years old, I got this acting game mastered. He act like he cared, and I act like I ain't scared. Hey, yo, OG, slow the car down. I see them niggas acting tough over there. Blah, blah, blah. Roll credits. Whole credits. This is Act 3. We got more edits, more shots than expected. I feel them coming in my direction, and I just dropped off my protection. I'm guessing he's young for the grip he has on his boom mic, hanging out of the window, car dead stock, amateur shots. How he auditioning with no headshots, but a random leg shot turned my Nike Cruise into Red Sox. I need a medic. Hopefully they have a full cast. I hope the breath that I'm breathing ain't my last, that you know a hell of bullets can cast a shadow of your past. That baby gangster look just like me. I ain't never met him, but more than likely, he just don't like me. He's shooting my pilot for no reason. So I don't think I'm going to get renewed for next season. Look where he aiming. I'm gonna be brainless. I mean, finally famous. It's about time. 5-point stars on Hollywood Boulevard and chalk outlines. 2 arms, 2 legs, and a head. I'm gonna be a star when I flatline. I can see the final bullet coming. It's slow-mo. I won't be able to do the press run for the promo. Just make sure the credits and the headline reads local. I was a soldier turned general. My set I live by and die by. Not black man slain by black teen and gang drive-by. My story ain't done. I'm going to be avenged by my son. Blah, blah. Okay, everyone, quiet on the set. We're back to 1 poem.
Man, that was so good. It made my hair stand up and stuff. Ooh, I love me some poetry that speak to my soul.
Man, he just told a whole story, and I don't mean good in the way like it was good, but good in the way like that mother-sucking pen he got on him is something fire. Man, let's get into these church announcements so we can go ahead and end this amazing show that we have had tonight, man. Let's know. Y'all already know tomorrow is getting sticky with our very own Mystic Pound Cake and Written in Pain on Clubhouse. Y'all already know I call it the cafeteria where we go eat. It's 9 EST. Make sure you tap in. And then on Tuesday at 11 EST around lunchtime, come on and get your mind right. We got Missing Links with our very own AK Angel Kim and Miss Lady. And a couple of, Tat be in there too. And a couple of other hot ass poets to help you piece your pieces together. If you come in there and you ain't got it, or you need some ideas, or you just don't know where to go with it, oh yeah, you got some of them people in the room that's gonna help you put it together. I go in there every time they got one, because I have 1,000 pieces that's missing that link. So let's put it all together. Man, tonight we're gonna close this thing out with Mental Health Month. But check in, man. This month should not end with you just not checking on your peoples no more. Man, check on your strong friends, man. For real, for real. And most of the time, it's the kings that's in your life that feel like they too strong to bring it to you. So bring it to them. Even if it's just a hug, bring that shit in, if you understand what I'm saying. And that's the rest of the church announcement. And with that being said, we about to end this show on up with a riot. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. The revolution shall be televised, bitches. Come on. Yo. All right, man. So let's go ahead and shut us down. What is the last one you doing for us tonight?
This piece is called Holy Lands.
Ooh, Holy Lands. Let's get it. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Since last October, I've been researching the conflict in Palestine to try to get a grip on what's happening when I had the time. That's when I found myself falling down this rabbit hole as I searched for the truth in the midst of these lies that have been told. I also learned about what's happening in the Congos, what's happening in Yemen, Haiti, and in Sudan, with the U.S. did to Panama, Guatemala, Vietnam, Honduras, and Puerto Rico, Nicaragua, and the Philippines. It's crystal clear that imperialism is still a thing, but anyway, they said Hamas attacked the Israeli civilians, and they killed 1,300 men, women, and children, which is something I can never celebrate, and I wish they could have got their point across using a better way, but without the proper context, the details in the story get distorted. To really understand what happened, you got to know what came before this, and I hate to see people become collateral damage, but oppression can turn the people into radical bandits. They asked Hassan Kanafani, why not just talk to the Israeli leaders? He said, because that's like a talk between the sword and the neck. And as a black man, I can understand. That's like me talking to a racist cop who swore to protect. See, this is not about prophecy. This is all about policies that give oppressors the right to carry out their atrocities and insidious evil against indigenous people, then rewrite history to make you think they didn't deceive you. Listen, my people, the so-called war is nothing but a proxy. And because of their own motives, the Zionists supported Nazis. They supported Hamas initially until the day it backfired. The story is only complex when it's being told by bad liars. See, Bin Laden made it clear in '94. The treatment of the Palestinians made them hate us even more. Just imagine if we had iPhones when Bush invaded Iraq. It would have shown us how we all have been living under a rock. People, please don't let the propaganda leave you confused. This is not a holy war between the Muslims and Jews. In fact, Zionists and Jews aren't even the same people. You got Christian Zionists who subscribe to the same evils. You got to learn how to see through all these images and fake facades, because this is how crimes are committed in the name of God. They've been oppressing these people since 1948. And if people picked up a book, there would be no more debate. Must I remind American citizens of their history? When Israel had launched an attack on USS Liberty, killed 34 crew members on the the day they attacked the ship. Israel crossed us, trying to make it seem like an accident, tried to cover it up by getting rid of the evidence. They silenced the journalists and tried to blackmail the president. They stole millions of dollars from us in military aid. It's clear to me the American is the real Israeli slave. While we stressed about all the circumstances we're dealing with here, we've been selling Israel billions of dollars a year. And I find that difficult to register when you and I are struggling at the gas pumps and the registers. But they always say Israel has a right to exist. And I find that funny, because Glenwood was the richest black neighborhood in the country, and for years this government has done its best to keep us all asleep. Israel has the right to exist, but not Black Wall Street or Vanport in Oregon or Warren out in Baltimore or Benson, Alabama or Seneca Village in New York and all the other black towns that no longer exist because they were either sunken under rivers or were torched. You see, my people know a thing or two about an ethnic cleansing. That's why these protests and these riots feel like they're never ending. So hell yeah, I'm screaming from the river to the sea, because every time I look into the mirror, I can see that I'm a product of my land being invaded by criminals, enslaved my people and stole the resources and minerals. But to help Israel steal these kill these babies, you would use my tax money, but will never compensate me for the roots you snatched from me. That's why I can't align with Dr. Umar's message when there's Afro-Palestinians who have deeply been affected. Fatima Banaar was a Palestinian-Nigerian resistance fighter, the first Palestinian woman to start a military operation in the occupied territory, so I would never hesitate to tell her story. Or about Ali Judah, who's a black patriarch in Jerusalem, and he'll tell you that Israeli racism is nothing new to them. No need for speculations because they've seen it. Calling black people Kushi, which means the N-word in English. He can tell you about those black Israelis marching in the street because of how they've been mistreated by the Israeli police, all those African migrants and Ethiopian Jews discriminated against, but that ain't seen on the news. Y'all must be confused. For years we have shared our solidarity because of our oppression and all the familiarities, from Mandela to Malcolm to Muhammad Ali. They all spoke out against the oppression and the powers that be. How Kwame Ture have frequently spoke out against the Zionists and how they control Palestinians using an iron fist. He said a conscious person recognizes their responsibility to humanity. And we've turned into people who are only outraged when it happens close to home or it's a member of our family. Y'all seeing all this insanity, man. Free Palestine, free the Congos, and free Sudan, and all the indigenous people oppressed on their own land. Poem.
Man, that shit just blew through here like a lonely $20 bill on the way to a stripper to the pole. In other words, it mattered. Let's go.
You know it was brought to you by CapCut, but you ever seen a girl that been working all day and she make her first dub, but she be happy in a mug? It matters. Just like that piece just mattered. Just like this show just mattered. So y'all already know what I'm finna say. Make sure you wake up with gratitude so it shows in your attitude so you can reach those major altitudes. And we out, man. Yes, we showed out this much, y'all. Come on through, P.P.C.
Yeah, man, so we made it to the end of another tremendously dope show. Y'all already know Key-notez gonna be thanking y'all tomorrow with her little foo-foo praise dance. Y'all know that's what she praised everybody for tapping on in. You know I go to church too. Like, hey, man, we made it through another show, man, and I like to thank my damn self for being the host with the most, the mother sucker that I am. Yeah, you heard it, I was a bad mother sucker, and I'm out. Let's go.